This is Sherwin Low from the Straits Times Digital Life, and I'm here at the Mobile World Congress show in Barcelona, where electronics maker HTC has just announced its brand new flagship, the HTC One M9. Now in comparison, I have the HTC One M7, the HTC One M8 in the middle, and this is the brand new HTC One M9. Now, all the One series flagship devices use a metal rear, but as you can see on the M7 on the left, the side trimming is actually plastic, while on the M8 is the metal unibody. For the M9, HTC has opted for what it's calling the dual finish metal unibody, where the rear is silver but the edge trimming is actually gold in color all around. Now it has also changed some of the layout controls. This is the power and the volume control on one side of the device, and the differences also extend to the back. Now the M8 was the first HTC phone to use a dual camera. Now HTC has opted to do away with that and has placed a 20 megapixel camera on the back of the HTC One M9. Now with this larger sensor, HTC says that there are space limitations that prohibit it from putting a second pair of lens on the M9. So what happened to the HTC Ultra Pixel 4 megapixel module? HTC has actually placed it in the front. Now the Ultra Pixel 4 megapixel takes great indoor shots with low light, so you can imagine that this new camera will be great for selfies, especially for indoor taking.
Had so many characteristics that had it as one of the best Android smartphones of the year, but some major features such as the camera definitely hurt it and had consumers like me waiting for the next generation already. So let's start out by talking about the hardware. The HTC One M9 is set to feature a 5-inch display with a 1920 by 1080 resolution full HD display with no jump to QHD from HTC, which in my opinion is totally fine. And of course, the amazing front-facing boom sound speakers we all love. When it comes to the design and form factor, from the press images, it seems as if the design will stay very familiar to its predecessor, for the most part, with some exceptions coming from the thickness, which is said to be at 9.61mm thick compared to 9.4mm thick on the M8, and weigh in at 157.5 grams as opposed to 160 grams. Of course, the M9 will feature a metal construction as we have known from HTC in the past. On the inside, it is said to pack a beastly Snapdragon 810 2.0 GHz octa-core processor with 3 gigs of RAM, which for the most part is no surprise. The phone will also be backed up by a 2900 mAh battery, which is a slight jump from the 2600 mAh battery found on the M8. As for the software, I have been a huge fan of HTC Sense over the years. The visual experience and the smooth performance still has it as one of my favorite smartphone skins, and it will be exciting to see what new features and changes HTC adds to Sense this year with the Android 5.0 shipping with the M9. Last but not least, perhaps the biggest change I'm excited for is in the camera. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I was quite disappointed with the camera on the M8. And that is because over the past few years, HTC has opted for a smaller megapixel count in exchange for larger sensor pixel size, better known as ultra pixel technology. And I'm sure you all agree that the camera was a weak point of the M8. But at least this time around, we expect HTC to head the traditional route with a 20 megapixel shooter with optical image stabilization and dual LED flash, which, as you can see from press images, seems to have a very slight protrusion. But if it's for better quality, I guess I can excuse that protrusion. It is also expected to have 4K video recording capabilities and feature a 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera on the front. But other than that, thanks for watching, and this has been my full predictions of the HTC One M9, and feel free to leave your comments down below as to what you think the M9 will be like, and whether you are more excited for the M9 or the Galaxy S6. And be sure to check out my Samsung Galaxy S6 final predictions link in the description section as well, and I'll see you all in the next one.